Hi, Mike Kennedy with you here. We're just doing a follow-up on the Leatherman. Just, I've used it a week here, I guess, and I wanted to comment on a few things. Uh, Number one, just this case, I like the case. Uh, if you were to get some accessories for it, which they have, I'm going to mention some, you couldn't fit them in this case. In other words, this case is compact and tight, so there isn't any room for anything. There's a little bit of room up here. Now, if you look at the ends here, okay, you can see there's a space on this side that isn't on this side. Well, that's so that by pressing this release down, you can actually put something in here, and several things can go in there. What I was looking at was the lanyard loop. In other words, this little metal thing attaches. And the other thing is the belt pocket clip. So that would click on here and then come down and allow you to wear it in your pocket. And the idea here is it would still be being held securely by this lock. Now, of course, my question with that is well, what happens when you decide to use something, one of these things that are on the same side as uh, the lanyard hole? Would that lanyard interfere with getting tools out and using them? I have a feeling it would, because it's kind of in the way. So I think if you had the lanyard hole with a loop on it of fabric, of paracord or something, which is something I was thinking of doing to use occasionally, it it looks like it would run into and interfere with these tools. In other words, you probably have to take that lanyard off if you want to use it. Probably not so with the belt clip, because the belt clip's coming down. Now, the only thing with the belt clip, I wonder how, once you have the belt clip on, say, pocket clip, what a belt clip, pocket clip, and then grasping it, how much that will be different. So I'm going to send for those. You can get a package from Leatherman to fit the Leatherman Wave, and I guess it fits some other tools too, for $5 for the lanyard adapter, and for the pocket clip is in there as well. So you're getting two of those for $5. Unfortunately, it's like $6 shipping. So you might want to look at other things. You can get a bigger set of these bits, and I believe too, I'm not positive since I don't have it, but I believe that that option I said about the pocket clip and things, that there's an option to put a bit driver on. So in other words, you get a longer thing that comes out, and then it can take different bits, and it's extended more. So you could get into a deeper place, I guess. So, and then they just have a regular kind of replacement set that includes this bit here that I said comes out, and then it also includes some variations of these that you don't have, but it also includes the small eyeglass, if you want to call it that, the extremely small eyeglass Phillips and straight edge, because you see that can come out. So the idea is, yeah, you might have to replace that, or if you lose it, break it, something like that. If you use it to pry something by mistake, I assume that would break it right off. But so the other thing I just noticed, I like the scissors, but the scissors are quite a bit different the way they fold in compared to other multi-tools I've had. So there's a catch here, and you pull out, and the scissors come out like this, and then you pull them down like this. Other ones that I've had, the whole scissors were kind of folded up in this orientation, and you would pull them out. But the scissors are really nice and sharp. They have that little piece of metal which acts as a spring, so it works really well. Now, to put them back, you kind of, the only way to do it is, well, no, I guess you can. Not, you don't have to touch any sharp edges to pull it out. Now, the only thing I was going to mention here, which of course I found out using it, was you can jam things up. In other words, if you try to put this in before this, or you don't put this all the way in, you can get a situation where the tool will bind up. So make sure if you're using the scissors that you do put them away completely, and that you do put them away before you try to close the tool, because the pliers here need some room. I just happen to use the wire cutters today on some what I would call baling wire. I'll show you. I needed some wire, and this is just my little hiking staff, and I've got all this junk on it, but I have some of this fairly thick wire here, and I wanted to use some of it. Just cut it with no problem at all. So I'm really liking it. I like it a lot. It's interesting too. Someone else I passed it to that doesn't use multi-tools at all, they figured out immediately how to open it and how to unlock it too. It was like they never even had to think to do it. And I know this person doesn't use multi-tools, but there is this little picture of the lock here for unlocking. So it's kind of easy to figure out, but it's really easy to do with one hand once you get used to it. And I found myself, if I'm doing something, sometimes this is really helpful if you can close it with one hand, and maybe you're going to use a different tool or something, or you just want to set it down and you don't want that tool out or whatever. So just a little follow-up. Now, I don't know whether I will think of the possibility. They've got I don't know if they make a larger nylon case, but they make a larger leather case that's 15, and that's even got a little pocket in it for thinner things, which I assume you could put the lanyard hole in there, the lanyard adapter, I should say, not the lanyard hole, but it does have a lanyard hole in it. With this one, if you put this in with this orientation kind of upside this other way, which appears I could be wrong, but it seems like it's made to fit the other way. Could just be because that's the way it was sitting in the package for so long or something. But with this part up, it goes in real easy and out. With this, it's snug and it doesn't come out. So I'm just thinking maybe you could have the belt clip still on with the case if you wanted to do that for some reason. But just to follow up, I do like it a lot. I can see where you can do a lot of things with it, and seems really well made too. There is a 25-year guarantee on it too, so that's pretty cool. That only goes with the original user. So in other words, if I sell this to someone, even if it's a week old, they don't get that guarantee. Just be aware of that. But this seems really rugged, and like I say, the only thing I can imagine, which has happened with one of my other multi-tools, a really less expensive one, is that little spring clip on the scissors breaking. And here, like I say, I could see you maybe losing the pieces that detach the little screwdriver thing. But normally, it's not going to be out of this long. But I could see, I guess, if you were somewhere out and about and you pulled this out and dropped it, yeah, you could drop it in an area where you just can't find it. But the lanyard hole I was interested in just because thinking of the idea, I don't know, it struck me the other day. I was watching something and someone was, it was like their only tool they had with them. This was a knife with a lanyard, but the idea that they really didn't want to drop their tool down into the water while they were using it, their knife or whatever, so that lanyard hole wrapped around their wrist gave them an extra bit of security. So like it. And I'm sure the other tools by Gerber and SOG in this price range are probably excellent as well. But I just wanted to try the Leatherman brand as difference. And honestly, I won't be buying a Gerber or a SOG or whatever else to compare them with. Uh, if I was to buy another multi-tool, I would want it to be different enough from this so it would have some other advantage for owning. I could see having something much smaller. Maybe, if I just have money that I was throwing away and didn't have enough money, bills to pay, which isn't the case, getting the Signal Survival tool that has some of the other things in it, or they've got a much larger tool too. If I was, if you knew you were doing that things that would call for that type of work, but honestly, I think this will fit all my needs. And at least in Maine, wearing something like this, no one would look at it and say, "Oh, that guy's wearing a knife." You know what I mean? It would be extremely common that you would find people with a multi-tool like a Leatherman on their belt. So it's really a good everyday carry. Uh, and Maine's technically an open carry state for a knife. You could go around with a machete on your belt as long as the machete isn't concealed, which would be hard to do, but say sometimes if you all of a sudden put the knife in your pocket, it's concealed, and that can be a problem, even though Maine recently changed to make concealed carry of guns completely illegal. But right now, because this other law hasn't been changed yet, having a knife in your pocket of a certain size and design could actually be an infringement of the law. But like I say, I think this is something that people would accept anywhere. It still has, the straight knife, the serrated edge knife. It's got the saw, so you've got a lot of options for cutting with this. And like I say, I think this would just be looked at as kind of insignificant that you have one, and that's always good when you're considering to have something that is everyday carry. Tell me what you think.